Hey there YouTube, this is Elite Master bringing you a video review. This time I'm taking a look at the 1/144 scale high grade Gundam Reconquista and G Mack knife. Or Mack knife, however you want to pronounce it. Doesn't really matter to me, because this is a cool little kit. Now then, let's take a look at the Mack knife here. And if it'll focus, there we go. Now then, this is the Mack knife in all of its glory, its tiny little glory. It's a pretty tiny kit. I started off with the comparisons, but yeah, this is it. It comes in a lot more molded color than I thought, in that you get the, like, almost a pure white. This is really light white, and then like an off grayish white. Then of course you get this like bluish gray color, and this pink. And you get two shades of gray, the bluish gray, and you get like this darker gray for the boosters, and you get two pieces of red that go right there in the crotch, just right up on the crotch. Now then, for its stickers, it has a few. It has face stickers. You either get a choice between the eyes that are colored in there, with that pink on the ridge of the nose and the black, or just a straight black sticker. I of course went with the good one. You get green stickers on the side of the face, right there, a red sticker for the back of the camera, a gray and white sticker on the chest right here, and green and black stickers on the arms right there. And those are all the stickers that this kit comes with, so very good. And that's it in terms of plastic colors and stickers. Now let's go over articulation. For articulation, it's pretty good. Well, let me first point out that yes, this thing does stand really well on its own. Not really well, it's fairly wobbly, and if I do like, alright, if I do that, it'll fall over. But yeah, let's go over its articulation. Its head's on the polycap ball joint, so it goes forward and back, up really good, down really good, a little bit of tilt, and it can rotate 360. Its arms are actually connected in on a ball joint, but if you pull it out, you actually get range from that ball joint. So you can move it forward and back a little bit, up and down, push it all the way in. You can move it outward that way at the joint. You can rotate at this joint, rotate here. It's got a single joint at the elbow, only goes about that far. And the wrist right here can go down and up. There's no actual swivel, which is a first that I've seen in a Gundam kit in a long time. Actually, I can't even think of any Gundam kit that only does this. I think this is the only one I know of. It's got really good torso movement. There is one of the swing out polycap joints that you normally see in shoulders, right there, so that you have the hinge that goes up, like that. So all together it can look up that far. And it's also got that ball joint, so it can rotate and wiggle there. And it's also another ball joint at the waist, which can give it even more wiggle. So this thing can wiggle about, forward and back, and it can rotate effortlessly. And this is a problem right here. This like waist armor right here does not like to stay. I do recommend that if you get this kit, you glue that in place, because this thing will not clip in no matter how hard I push it down. It's a pain in the butt. Now then, for its hips, its legs can go forward that far back. It can go all the way up and down because of the way the joint's designed. I really like this joint. These hips and these shoulders, they allow for great articulation and great movement. The only restriction is, he's got a thigh swivel there, is the knee and the elbow joints. The knee joint gets you about 90 degrees, and the elbow joint gets you a little less than 90. I understand the restriction because of the way it was designed and the way that the actual mobile suit looks, so I'm not too mad about it, but I kind of wish there was a way to get this, not specifically the knee joint, but the arm joint at least, like get that to move more. maybe give this thing a wrist swivel. But, you know, with what it does, it's still really good. And also it's got this thing right here that can move back and forward. Its heel. Now then, just an aside before I go into accessories, I want to point out the little bits of painting you will need to do on this kit. You need to do, like, you know, standard lining and stuff right there in the vents on the inside. You have to paint the little beam emitters pink right there and there. Of course, all the dark lining on the inside of the vents on the arms and all that. And as far as I can tell from the pictures, that's about it. I haven't panel lined this kit yet, and I haven't painted anything yet, so, you know, there's that. Now then, as I was saying, let's go over its accessories. As I pointed out before, it does have beam emitters on its legs, right there. I think that's a beam emitter on its wrist right here. Its fingers are beam emitters. And also the fingers should be painted white. And let me see what else. Alright, it can do weird stuff like this. The instructions are telling you to do this. It's really fun playing with this thing. And also right here, you have these pieces that can open up and they'll click open. And you get 2 missiles. 2 crotch missiles. So if you're really, you know, feeling this thing and you're like, you know what, I need to fire me some crotch missiles. And who doesn't want to fire some crotch missiles, you know? Just gotta get these legs up in the right position and turn this thing into an essential crossbow that fires crotch missiles. It's a crotch bow. Look at this. This is ridiculous. I can't believe how ridiculous this thing is, and I love every second of it. Yeah, it's got the little crotch missiles, and they do come out. I'm not going to pull them out because they're tiny, and I don't want to lose them. But yeah, and you can get this going, so whee! This is just so fun. I love this thing. It's so doofy. Like, it looks neat and like petite, and it's actually kind of adorable in how tiny and like thin it is. But damn it, and that one piece of armor, this is the biggest complaint I have about it. Not even the articulation, it's this one piece of waist armor. And it's like, I think it's super kind of cute looking because of how tiny it is compared to other kits. As I said before, I'll get to that later. Now then, let's talk about the rest of its accessories. As I showed before, it does get these big booster pods right here. And you got the individual pieces of pink plastic that's supposed to go in there. I think those should be painted red. I don't know. But it has a joint right there, and each pod is on a individual joint. And let's put it onto the backpack. You can just slide it onto there, and it'll just clip on. And now it's got a booster pod, and it can go wee. I forgot to show this off, but you can come up here and pull off this little thing. And it does come with an action base. And said action base has this thing, which is a multi-jointed arm that you can position in any way you want. I'm going to do it like this for now, and you can put that on the action base, and that will peg into the back. And there you go. It'll hang around on its back. Or, if you don't want to hang it on its back, pull the action base off. And it's just a standard action base that comes with the extra parts. Get this piece, which will plug into the action base, and it'll just kind of cradle its crotch. Which is okay, I guess. I'm not a big fan of that part of the action base. I prefer the back-mounted way that the action bases connect. Speaking of which, you can have the boosters on and have that effect. You just have to pop this piece off. And then this will clip on like it normally does. Let's get rid of that. We're going to take this thing and we're going to rearrange it a little bit. Let's say that we do it like that. How's that sound? Put it like this. Put this back in there. And now the Mack knife is floating in midair with its backpack, and it looks really good, and it's got like tons going on. Just raise the tripod here, and there it is. And that's all that you get with the Mack knife. It's a very like bare bones kit, and it's 1,400 yen. So at current exchange prices, it's about what, 12 bucks. And for 12 bucks, I think I got my money's worth, because this is a neat little kit. And like I said, it's just really fun to pose. I kind of find it adorable, so is my girlfriend. And it's just really fun. Also, it's got some of the best part separation out of all the other kits in the line. And speaking of the other kits in line, let's do a few comparisons. Here it is next to the G-Self, and the G-Self is an average size mobile kit, and it just towers above her, or it. I'm not sure who pilots this. It's the Mack custom, is what the manual says, but not the manual, but like HOJ and stuff say that it's the Mack custom. I don't see any difference between this and the other ones. And of course, let's have it compared to the Elf Bullock, which really towers over the both of them, because this was a huge, like, super tall kit to begin with. And these two share very similar aesthetic qualities here with their wing arms and legs. And I haven't seen up to this point in the show yet. I just started watching the G-Reco. But this looks like a upgraded, slimmed down version of the Elf Bullock, which I think would be really cool if that's what it is. And as I said, I haven't seen the show yet, so if that is what it is, forgive me, but yeah. Anyways, between the Elf Bullock and this thing wins out sheerly from its articulation. The booster's a nice addition. It didn't need to be in there, to be honest. The action base is definitely a must-have because of how bad this thing is at standing. But aside of that, this thing's articulation is fun. I wouldn't say it's fantastic. It's fun. Like the torso joint and the hips and the arm and the shoulders are great, but the head is standard articulation. The elbows and the knees and the wrists are the biggest restrictions for me. But those aren't that big of a restriction when the kit is this fun to play with. Sorry. Anyways, that was pretty much all I have to say about the Mack knife. It is a very nice kit. I highly recommend it. It is probably my second favorite model kit from the G-Reco line, the first being the G-Arcane, and it even trumps the Jeon, I think that's how you pronounce it, the one with the giant Sasuke demon hands. It trumps that one in terms of just how much more fun I had building this and playing with it than the Jeon. Yeah, I should get the review for the Jeon out sometime, huh? Oh well. I'll see you all next time.